Rogue UN official reveals Obama behind historic coup to forcibly remove Trump from office right now, by Prissy Holly for Freedom Daily. Obama has had an extremely difficult time relinquishing the power he was held as President of the United States, as he spent every waking moment in recent months obsessing on ways to take out President Trump with his resistance movement. Despite now being a civilian, Obama has been holding diplomatic meetings with world leaders, which is a direct violation of the Logan Act and a very serious federal crime. As Obama continues to try to assert his power over President Trump, now a former United Nations ambassador is going rogue, revealing that Obama is now actively engaging in the first coup d'etat in American history against a sitting president. Over the past couple of weeks, Obama's Asian tour has been underway, where he's been going around bashing President Trump's policies to world leaders across the globe. Obama was first suspiciously seen with President Xi Jinping of China following Trump's successful visit just a few short weeks ago. Obama then made his way to France, claiming that the United States is suffering from a temporary absence of American leadership. While he was in India, Obama mocked President Trump with a teenage girl-like jab, saying that he has more Twitter fans than Trump. What an idiot, right? While Obama bashes Trump world tour seems to be motivated out of his obsessive jealousy of Trump holding the office that he once had, former United Nations Ambassador John Bolton revealed that there's something far more malicious at play, as he believes that Obama is actively trying to overthrow Trump's administration and isn't hesitating to break federal law to get the job done, the Gateway pundit reported. Lou Dobbs and Ambassador Bolton discussed the latest developments in the Mueller witch hunt and Barack Obama's latest tour across Asia to attack sitting President Trump. This is the first coup d'etat in American history, Bolton stated. It's a mini coup d'etat, but it goes right along with the idea that they, meaning the liberals, should have won the election. They are trying to prove the administration is illegitimate. I mean, can you believe this? Let's take a quick look.
For UN Ambassador John Bolton, American Enterprise Institute Senior Fellow, Fox Business contributor. Great to have you here.
Glad to be here.
I cannot believe this guy. He's emulating what he did in May, following President Trump around, instead of apologizing, attacking the president.
Yeah, look, he doesn't know what to do with himself now that he's no longer president.
Could I send him a few suggestions?
Yeah, I'm sure we could. He's engaged in what it appears the Mueller investigation wants to go after the Trump administration on, a violation of the famous Logan Act, conducting his own foreign policy overseas, no less. I mean, this is another demonstration of the hypocrisy of what we're facing in Washington.
This is subversion. This is beyond just ignorance. It's beyond opposition. It's beyond resistance. This is outright subversion. There has never been a president who has ever done this to his predecessor in American history.
Well, I think it's part and parcel of the complete unwillingness of the opposition to acknowledge they lost the election. They're still unable to process it.
But why do we keep carrying that around? I mean, what I'm asking is, who gives a damn what they acknowledge? It is the reality. If they refuse to recognize reality, then let them go get medication, treatment, whatever is required. But let's move the republic ahead.
Well, that's what we should do.
And that's what President Trump is doing.
They're trying to prove the administration is illegitimate, and that's what you can say.
They are the ones who are. I mean, this Leandra English at the Consumer.
That was the Wall Street Journal said this is the first attempted coup d'etat in American history. I mean, it's a mini coup d'etat. But it goes right along with the idea that they should have won the election.
Transfer of power is not minor.
Yeah, and one recalls the famous scene in the debate where I think it was Chris Wallace asked both candidates, "If you lose, will you accept the result?"
Don't tell me. Did Hillary lie?
Well, look, remember William Safire, the great columnist for the New
Yes,
York
I do.
Times, who
Very well.
20 years ago called Hillary a congenital liar. 20 years ago.
Yeah, and
Can you imagine
I think
now?
that it was a persuasive case he made, as usual, when Bill got a hold of the facts and the language. But this should not be a surprise to anyone. Yet the national media has moved to a different place. The national media has become not only left-wing, but it's a closed feedback loop. And it is broadcasting only to those who support one point of view, and that is the leftist view. And the Clintons, I think it's immaterial whether it's the Clintons, although they play a major role in it, or any other part of the left.
Yeah, well, I think the real threat to the Trump administration remains the Mueller investigation. Dianne Feinstein gave away the story yesterday, not that it wasn't obvious that they're seeking an obstruction of justice conspiracy here.
That's such a ridiculous charge. It's because they've exhausted the illegitimacy charge. The Russian collusion has been rejected. All they have left is obstruction of justice.
But it's dangerous for this reason.
Because Mueller's in the special counsel.
What they've got here is they've created a category of crimes that only exist because of the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Lying to the FBI, perjury, subornation of perjury, destruction or alteration of documents or other evidence, obstruction of justice itself. They could indict people for those crimes if they were investigating their Christmas card list.
If Speaker Ryan...
You see, it's because even for the Christmas card, they can the Christmas card list, they can indict people. I mean, really, working with foreign governments to overthrow the president of the United States, as Obama is actively doing, is a serious federal crime, as spelled out in 18 U.S. Code 2385, that could land him 20 years in prison behind bars. Working with foreign governments is additionally a violation of the Logan Act, as citizens are prohibited from negotiating with foreign governments in order to undermine our government. Here's the exact definition of the Logan Act that Obama is directly violating with these meetings with world leaders via Wikipedia. The Logan Act, enacted January 30th, 1799, is a United States federal law that criminalizes negotiation by authorized persons with foreign governments having a dispute with the United States. The intent behind the act is to prevent unauthorized negotiations from undermining the government's position. The act was passed following George Logan's unauthorized negotiations with France in 1798 and was signed into law by President John Adams on January 30, 1799. The act was last amended in 1994, and violation of the Logan Act is a felony. Ken Jones, Obama violating Logan Act when he meets with and lobbies foreign leaders to act against President Trump policies. He needs GPS device on his ankle, hashtag drain the swamp. Ever since Trump got into office, we've dismissed Obama's antics as his inability to cope with not being president or relinquish the power of the presidency that fed his ego for the past 8 years. But as Ambassador Bolton revealed, there's something far more menacing at play here, as Obama is actively seeking to overthrow our president with a coup d'etat, which is startling. The first time a former president has ever tried to attempt this. The desperation of the Democratic Party is quite entertaining at this point, as all their plans keep imploding in their faces, and now Obama's illegal activity of conspiring with world leaders in a civilian capacity to influence our government is now being exposed for the entire world to see. Obama is actively violating federal crime, he's actively doing federal crime by doing all this. And it's now time that President Trump puts an end to this nonsense, as Obama isn't showing signs of backing up anytime soon in his pursuits to get Trump removed from office. But I think Trump is laying low at this point, and then he's going to come out swinging. I have this idea. But the reason he's not swinging now, because of the Mueller investigation, he's letting that roll, and then he's going to really go for the jugular, so to speak, you know? That's what I believe, because they're running rampant. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's why are you letting them run rampant? But I think he knows what he's doing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.